Dandadan is a manga written and drawn by Yukinobu Tatsu, who is the assistant of Tatsuki Fujimoto, writer and artist for Chainsaw Man, and that he also worked with Tatsuya Endo, who would become the artist and writer for Spy Family. Dandadan is about two main characters, Momo Ayase and Sakakura Ken, aka Okarun. Okarun is a very awkward, nerdy kid who gets picked on by his classmates, and on one fateful day, Momo, being the brash and abrasive girl she is, stands up for him. She assumes that he takes it as something romantic, but he assumes that she likes what he likes. This starts off a conversation that will set the course for the entire story. See, Okarun really loves aliens and he's always believed in them, even mentioning things like how UFOs are now called UAPs, Barack Obama, and conspiracy theories. Momo believes in ghosts and spirits since her grandmother, her fine-ass grandmother at that, is a psychic. So they challenge each other to prove either one's existence by going to an abandoned hospital. On the highway there, Okarun encounters the spirit and urban legend Turbo Granny, a legend in which usually drivers will see a random old lady running right next to the car, matching its speed through their mirrors, and in the manga, she offers Okarun to, that. He then gets possessed by the Turbo Granny, and during this, Momo gets abducted by a spaceship. Through all the stress, she unlocks her ability of a psychic to defend herself from the alien race called the Serpo, which are based off the Serpo from the book Secret to Planet Serpo. Yeah, there's a lot of real life counterparts in this manga. See, the main three things about this manga is aliens, spirits, and cryptids. Despite the fact that aliens are usually a science fiction idea, and spirits being a supernatural, paranormal idea, with cryptids being something in between, it all just blends together so well. It doesn't feel sudden or out of place, and it makes sense surprisingly. Like how Ben 10, a mostly science fiction series, has elements of magic and spirits in it that does fit perfectly. The fight scenes are amazing. They can be fast-paced, slow, they catch you off guard, they're just so intense. You can see the effects of every hit and kick that's landed. I've talked about this in a previous video talking about manga fight scenes, and I had Dandadan as an example. Yukinobu Tatsu is an amazing artist. The environmental destruction, the impact, the action scenes, all of them really catch your eye and they make you want to stare at a single page for hours. He really does capture everything I've talked about in the previous video. And the matchups are crazy, like the Evil Eye fighting the literal Mongolian deathworm in Japan. The characters are also so well grounded, and they're so lovable. They feel like actual real people you see at school. You can feel their friendships and their rivalries. Even by just their first appearance, you can tell a lot about them. You guys remember Lost Tapes, the show that was all about found footage and monsters, and every episode was a different monster, like the Chupacabra, the Lizard Man, and the Jersey Devil? This manga literally has an amazing fight scene with the Dover Demon and Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster. I remember when I was a little kid watching Lost Tapes, right after being traumatized by the Lizard Man episode, and deciding to watch the one about the Dover Demon, only to get traumatized again. There's so many fights with monsters that are basically the manga counterparts of myth and legend. The Flatwoods Monster, Mongolian Deathworm, Evil Eye, the Slit-Mouthed Woman, and I'm sure more cryptids and myths will be added in too. They even added someone you might be familiar with. You might have seen this guy before. If you like Ben 10, you're gonna love this manga. If you like Mob Psycho 100, you're gonna love this manga. If you like the whole trope of high school teenagers getting superpowers, you're gonna love this manga. Shit, if you like Lost Tapes, Ancient Aliens, Ghost Hunters, Fact or Faked, Destination Truth, Finding Bigfoot, you're going to love Dandadan. It's a perfect mixture with all those things. A lot of people can find at least one negative thing about even their most favorite manga, and honestly, I can barely think of a single one for me. It's a beautifully constructed manga that's actually quite simple but so well put together. Even other mangaka like Yusuke Murata praise it. It releases fast too, I think either weekly or bi-weekly. You won't lose anything checking this manga out. I love this manga so much as it's so fun, and it reminds me of the superhero cartoons I've watched growing up, like Ben 10 of course, and it's so much of what I want my webcomic to be. So please go read Dandadan. I promise you won't regret it. And if you're one of those people who might drop it, get your head checked. I wanted to take this time to talk about my recent video, the difference between comic book and manga fight scenes. A couple days ago, I was at my homie's house, right? And the video was doing pretty good at around a couple thousand views within just like a day or two, and at 285 subscribers. I thought it was going to be a couple days before I hit 300, so I was wondering what I was going to do for 300. And then when I came back, it was already at 300. And then it was at 350, then 400, then 450, then 500, and right now at the time of recording this, at 10:55 p.m. on April 4th on a Tuesday, I'm at 640 subscribers with my video at 49,000 views. It's just been so crazy. One of my homies on Instagram was like, "Yo, you're at 599 this morning. Your shit's at 48,000 views." And every time I hit that refresh button, the number just goes up, and it's been crazy for me. I'm glad I decided to make that video, and I'm glad, I've been able to talk to so many people in the comment section talking about what I want to talk about. So, my next video might be about Undead Unluck or about Resident Evil 4, the classic one. I'm still playing it. But seriously, thank you guys so fucking much for this. It's been crazy. I thought it was gonna be at least like what 6 months until I hit even 500, and now I'm at 640 barely a week later. So thank you guys so much. Thanks for watching. Tell me what you think in the comments. I got the links to my socials in the description. Be kind to yourselves and each other. Thanks for watching.